Have you ever wondered how your electricity bill is calculated? Puzzling, isn't it? Well, the mystery is about to be unraveled. Welcome to a journey of discovery, a journey that takes us into the world of electricity bills. Understanding how our monthly electricity bill is calculated is not only fascinating but also empowering. It's like having a compass in a vast ocean. It helps us navigate through the vast sea of numbers and units that often seem complicated and confusing. In this video, we'll embark on a step-by-step journey to demystify the process of electricity bill calculation. We'll delve into the nitty-gritty of meter readings and how each household appliance, from the humble fan to the mighty air conditioner, contributes to your monthly bill. We'll also share a few simple yet effective calculations to help you estimate your electricity costs. Ready to crack the code? Let's dive into the world of electricity bills. First, we need to understand how electricity consumption works. Electricity consumption is essentially the amount of electrical power an appliance uses over a certain period of time. This is measured in units called kilowatt hours, or kWh. Just as we measure distance in kilometers or miles, we measure electricity consumption in kilowatt hours. Think of a kilowatt hour like this. If a 1000 watt appliance were to run for 1 hour, it would consume 1 kilowatt hour of electricity. Now, let's delve into how different appliances can consume varying amounts of electricity. It's crucial to recognize that not all appliances are created equal. Some are energy guzzlers, while others are relatively light on consumption. For instance, an air conditioner, which is an absolute necessity in many parts of the world, can consume around 2000 watts per hour. That's equivalent to 2 kilowatt hours for every hour it's running. On the other end of the spectrum, we have appliances like a ceiling fan. A fan typically consumes around 75 watts per hour. Hence, it would take a fan running for over 13 hours to consume a single kilowatt hour of electricity. A refrigerator, another essential household appliance, consumes about 150 watts per hour. So if your refrigerator runs around the clock, it would consume about 3.5 kilowatt hours in a day. It's important to keep in mind these are average figures, and actual consumption can vary based on factors like the model of the appliance, how old it is, and how efficiently it's used. Now imagine all the appliances in your home: the television, laptop, washing machine, dishwasher, all consuming electricity at their own rates. The sum of all these consumptions gives you your total electricity consumption. Now that we know how much electricity our appliances consume, we can start calculating our bill. And remember, understanding your electricity consumption is the first step towards managing it effectively and possibly even reducing it. Knowledge, after all, is power, or in this case, kilowatt hours. Next, you need to know how to read your electricity meter. Picture your electricity meter as a book, and each page tells a story of your energy consumption. It's critical to understand this story to manage your energy usage and calculate your bills accurately. Let's start with the basics. There are two main types of meters: single rate and multiple rate. A single rate meter, as the name suggests, is straightforward. It has one set of numbers, which will be from 0 to 9, running from left to right. This meter measures your total electricity consumption, regardless of when you use it. To read it, just jot down the numbers from left to right. It's as simple as reading a book. On the other hand, a multiple rate meter has two or more sets of numbers. It records the electricity you use during different periods of the day. For instance, you might have a day rate and a night rate. The meter will have separate sets of numbers for each period. In this case, you'll need to note down all the sets of numbers. Remember to label them correctly so you know which set corresponds to which period. But how do you know when your meter switches from day to night rate? Well, this varies by supplier and tariff. Typically, the day rate runs from 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening, and the night rate covers the remaining 12 hours. However, it's best to check with your energy supplier to confirm this. Now, you might be wondering why there are different rates. It's because electricity demand varies throughout the day. During peak hours, when everyone is using electricity, it's more expensive. So, multiple rate meters encourage you to use electricity during off-peak hours when it's cheaper. In both meter types, you might see a smaller dial or digital display marked kWh. This stands for kilowatt hours, the unit of electricity your meter measures. Now that you can read your electricity meter, you're one step closer to calculating your electricity bill. And more importantly, you're on your way to becoming a savvier energy consumer. Now comes the fun part, calculating your electricity bill. Let's dive into the process. To calculate your electricity bill, you need two key components, your meter reading and the electricity rate. The meter reading is the number of kilowatt hours or kWh you've consumed, and the electricity rate is the cost per kWh. Here's how it works. Firstly, you need to find the difference between your current and previous meter readings. This difference is your total consumption for the period. Let's say your previous reading was 5,000 kilowatt hours and your current reading is 6,000 kilowatt hours. The difference, 1,000 kilowatt hours, is your consumption. The next step is to multiply your consumption by the electricity rate. For instance, if the rate is 10 cents per kilowatt hour, you multiply 1,000 kilowatt hours by 10 cents. This calculation gives you the cost of your electricity consumption. But that's not all. Your bill may also include other charges such as a fixed monthly charge, taxes, and possibly other fees. Don't forget to add these into your calculations to get the total bill amount. Now let's bring this all to life with a real-life example. Consider a household with a fridge, an air conditioner, a TV, a laptop, and a washing machine. Let's say all these appliances together consume around 400 kilowatt hours per month. If the electricity rate is 15 cents per kilowatt hour, the cost of consumption would be $60. Add in a fixed monthly charge of $10 and the total bill comes to $70. Keep in mind that the actual consumption of each appliance can vary based on its efficiency and how much it's used. So it's good to have an understanding of how much electricity your appliances use to better estimate your bill. Remember, this is a simplified example. Your actual bill may include other factors such as different rates for different consumption levels or times of the day, and other charges or discounts. Always check your bill or contact your electricity provider for accurate information. And there you have it! You've calculated your electricity bill. Now that you know how your bill is calculated, how about some tips to save on it? One of the simplest ways to save electricity is by changing our daily habits. For instance, making a conscious effort to switch off lights and appliances when not in use can significantly cut down on energy consumption. Just imagine, leaving a ceiling fan on all day can consume as much electricity as running an energy-efficient refrigerator for nearly 72 hours. Next, let's talk about energy-efficient appliances. These are designed to use less electricity for the same functionality. For example, an energy-efficient light bulb uses up to 80% less electricity than a traditional incandescent one, and it lasts up to 25 times longer. Similarly, energy-efficient refrigerators, air conditioners, and washing machines can save a substantial amount of electricity over their lifetimes. Now consider the way you use your appliances. For instance, running your dishwasher or washing machine with a full load can save more energy than running them with half loads multiple times. Also, setting your air conditioner to a temperature of 24 degrees Celsius instead of 18 can reduce its energy consumption by up to 10%. Standby power is another significant electricity consumer. Many of our electronics continue to draw power even when they're turned off. This phantom or vampire power can account for up to 10% of your home's energy use. To combat this, unplug devices when they're not in use, or use a power strip with a switch to cut off power completely. Lastly, consider using renewable energy sources like solar power if it's feasible for your home. Not only can this drastically reduce your electricity bill, it also contributes to a greener earth. By following these tips, you can not only save on your electricity bill, but also contribute to a greener planet. Let's recap what we've learned today. We began by understanding the concept of electricity consumption. Each appliance in your home, from the humble fan to the indispensable refrigerator, contributes to your monthly bill in the form of watts consumed. Next, we learned how to read the electricity meter. It's not as daunting as it seems, right? With a little practice, you'll be reading it like a pro. We then moved on to calculating the electricity bill using simple formulas and meter reads. We used everyday household appliances as examples, making the process relatable and easy to understand. Finally, we shared some practical tips to save electricity. Simple habits can lead to significant savings. Remember, understanding your electricity bill is the first step to saving on it. Until next time, stay charged and stay smart.